What goes on, guys? We're back again with yet another review, and today we're taking a look at something that I didn't think I was ever going to be able to get my hands on, but I found a deal that I couldn't pass up. We're going to be taking a look at the Diamond Select Distributing 1000 Toys Cuphead action figures. Now, back in the day, when I say back in the day, but just a couple years ago, Cuphead was the shit, man. It's a super hard fucking game, but it is so much fun to play, and I really enjoy it. I like that cartoon style. The animation is so good. The levels, again, were challenging, but the characters were awesome. And then they made the Netflix show, and me and my girlfriend watched it. We loved the show. It was a lot of fun. So I've been wanting Cuphead figures forever. Funko made them a little bit ago, but they were kind of really hard to find, and now they go for big bucks, and they are not nearly as good as these guys. Like, I would be paying around the same price to get those shitty figures when I could have been getting these. And actually, I got these $80 for the pair. I got them for $40 each, thanks to my good friends over at Conquest Comics for having a 20% off sale for Free Comic Book Day. So instead of $60, I paid around $40 for these guys. So I got these guys, the Diamond Select Deluxe Golem, all that for the price of what these would be normally alone. So needless to say, I'm a very happy boy, very happy collector. But taking a look at the beautiful packaging on these guys, you get to see Cuphead there, Mugman, you get to see the figures in there. On the top, you get like art of both of them, corresponding more to the game. This is not from the Netflix show. On the side, you get some beautiful art, Mugman in the plane, pointing and shooting out of their fingers and stuff, which they didn't do in the show, which was kind of strange. But you get to see the side here, all the product images, the products all dancing and, looking great. And more art on the side, different, like the same art, just different pattern. On the bottom, you get all the legalese and all that bullshit, So, yeah, these are very, very awesome. So, without further ado, I'm extremely excited. Let's go ahead and pop these guys open. So getting these two bastards out of the packaging and playing around with them for what feels like hours, these are in the top 10 for the year. I mean, they're going to be a pair for sure. You can't have Cuphead without Mugman, and you can't have Mugman without Cuphead. So, but guys, these are incredible action figures, and I've had so much fun playing around with them. I only have one or two slight issues with them, but overall, they are so well done. So they are really the same thing. The only difference is going to be the head, which gives a different accessory. So obviously we got to take a look at the star of the show, Cuphead. And man, is that a great looking head sculpt. I mean, I like the sculpt and a little bit of like liquid in the top of his head. I don't really know what milk, or it looks like milk, but I don't know. You get the handle on there, which looks really, really good. The eyes look amazing. It's just flat, but it's like painted on. There's no sculpt there, but I think that works in its favor. You get a little eye there. It's like a silky, glossy look. You can see like my lights and the reflection of his eyes. You do get to see the seam here, but honestly, it does not bother me at all. And then you get like a matte finish for the body here, which really complements and contrasts nice. The joints being, a little bit more glossy is a little bit jarring to the rest of the aesthetic that they were going to. Same thing for Muggsy over here, but, I think it still works overall. I think the gloves look really nice. The three little lines, like the Mickey Mouse style hands, are painted very, very well, and they are glossy too, but that's okay. I think it works good. You get the glossy pants, on red on Mugman, or red on Cuphead and blue on Mugman. Both look very, very nice, and then the shoes look great on both of them too. You get the painted underneath, the big bulky shoes, and then it's matte for their legs as well. So all the contrasts here look nice. Cuphead gets his, more bent straw. It's not hollow all the way through, but that's totally fine. Then Mugman gets his more round one, and his head sculpt looks awesome with his big nose, his mouth painted different, and obviously he has two eyes instead of like the one giant eye, I guess. But his hands are painted nicely as well, and they are just extremely aesthetically pleasing. So very happy with how they turned out there. And then for accessories, they both got the same things, but then they got two different things. So we're going to go ahead and look at that as well right now. For each set, they are going to each gotta emphasize again, come with a pair of open hands that look like this, painted very, very nicely. I love the sculpt. I love the dramatic, like, wow, that you can do with them. And of course, they each gotta come with two of their pointer fingers for the, blasting. But there's no effect for them. It would have been really cool if you had like a thing that you could plug on the end of their finger, like pew, pew, pew. That would have been really cool. But unfortunately, we don't get that. But we do get interchangeable eyepieces, the angry versions of each of them. So there is Mugman's. Mugman's comes out really easy. They just like slip off. And then I guess for him, you could kind of do like, you know, it only fits in one side. So like you can just key it in. You can kind of do like expressive things like that. I actually like the way that looks. The eyelid is sculpted over, which is nice, a nice touch. And then for Cuphead, it is a little bit harder to get this off. Like you got to like, first of all, pull off his nose and then like kind of grab behind it. It is really difficult. My suggestion is to get something thin and gently, and I emphasize do this at your own risk, gently. See, because I kind of just scratched it right there. Got to get it in there and then kind of like weave it out. It is, I wish it was a little bit easier. Maybe it's better on other people's, but unfortunately for me, it's kind of hard to do. So, you know, just keep that in mind when you're switching it out, and then be sure to keep track of the nose. Damn it, I'm really upset that I just scratched that. But, you know, I guess the things I do for the channel, right? But yeah, so great accessories. Just would have liked, no, a little bit of a blast effect for each of them, but you know, nothing terrible. But I think where these guys have the most potential is in their articulation. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So we're going to show it on Mugman. They have the same exact articulation. You're going to get head clicks that go up, but then if you shift down a little bit, you can get it go up all the way. Shift down a little bit more down. You can get it to pivot. There's like, it's hollow in there, but it doesn't gap at all, really. You can rotate it, so you can get them to do anything you want, which is beautiful. This is my favorite part. This fucking straw rotates in the head, so you can have it at any position you want, and it really changes the fun factor of this figure, at least for me. The shoulders are going to move up all the way down. They have this weird joint that I've never seen. It's like a ball socket, but acts as a butterfly joint as well. So I like that a lot. You do get a bicep swivel. Make sure, I don't want to rotate that the wrong way. All right, so you do get a bicep swivel in there, which is very well done. You get a single jointed elbow that definitely gets past 90. It's as much as Cuphead's going to need. And then a ball peg in the gloves. Now it is seated a little bit far, so it will rotate, but it doesn't really hinge up and down. Just kind of wobbles a little bit, but it's a ball peg, so it'll go all around. Just, I think if they put the joint, it's just seated in a little bit too far in the glove. If they put it up a little bit higher, I think it would have got a little bit more movement. Now the torso, you get pivot side to side. It gets a little gappy, but nothing too crazy. It'll hinge back and forward and rotate as well. So very well done there. The hips go out that far. These short pieces, you can see like the ball joints in there. These short pieces are separate pieces. They kind of just float there. But I think that's a really smart way to do that. They kick forward, back, upper thigh cut or rotation, single jointed knee that goes in as far as it possibly can, and then you do get a rotation there as well, along with the rotation at the top of the boot. Now the ankle moves down that far, which the range is great, but I really don't like that joint is like the skin tone, I guess. That is ugly, and I don't enjoy that, so that really sucks. You get a beautiful ankle pivot, probably the cleanest and creamiest ankle pivot I've ever experienced. So very well done. And then you get a really ugly toe hinge. I kind of wish they just didn't do it. I don't feel myself needing a toe hinge, and it's especially not when it's like that. So not a fan of that. But so those are my two complaints, was this hinge on the toe. I don't like that. It's really ugly. And it really kind of breaks up the sculpt and just not very well done. And then that is very upsetting. So whatever. I'm not really going to have them pose like that anyway. So I think overall, the articulation is just incredibly well done on these guys. And again, it's the same exact thing from Mugman, but they look great. Just in any pose, it's really hard not to have them in a good pose. They just look fantastic. As far as scale goes, I'm not really sure what they're supposed to be. I don't really know, and I don't really care. Here they are next to a Marvel Legends Zombie Captain America and a DC Multiverse Dark Knight Returns Batman, and I think they scale fine. You know, I don't really know what they're supposed to. I mean, they're just kids, so I don't really know. But I don't really care about scale, to be honest. When it comes to my video game figures, I just kind of put them all together anyway. So what they have here is perfectly fine for me. So yeah, don't really care about scale. But if you do, there you go. So I know you guys are asking yourself, yo, Ant, what are you thinking of these figs? And guys, how could you not know already? These things are incredible. Like, I knew I was going to like them, but I didn't think I was going to like them this damn much. The articulation, the sculpt, the paint. I mean, there's not much paint to speak of at all, really, but what's there is super crisp and clean. It is just incredibly well done, and they are so much fun to play around with. I don't feel like anything's going to break. Nothing is really, like, feeling scary on them. You just got to watch where the joints are, you know, and that's pretty much it. And I can't be happier to have these. They were, if you guys follow me on TikTok, these were on my birthday wish list. I bought them myself, but it doesn't really matter because I'm just happy to have them. The fun factor is just through the roof on these guys. I mean, just the fact that I can swivel the fucking straws in their heads is so awesome to me. I mean, it's just a little thing, but it's something that I love. So it makes me happy. Hopefully it will do the same for you. But other than that, I believe that's all I got for today. So if you have not already, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. And if I always forget this part, but I'm giving these guys a solid 10 out of 10, and they will probably be in the top 10 of the year. Just foreshadowing right now. These guys are super well done. I mean, they have a hefty price point of $60 a piece, but honestly, it was worth it. I mean, I only paid $40, luckily. Thank you, Conquest Comics, and Blue Line Collectibles, but even at $60, I probably would have still bought them. I'm a sucker, and they would have totally been worth it. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok as well. I post a lot on there, and I'm sure you guys will have just as much fun as I do. But with that being said, I believe that's all I got. So as always, please feel free to let me know. You copping? Pay these guys up? Let me know. See you guys in the next one. Peace.